I remember being outside in the other room, and
Let's cut. I want to go back to
my grandfather.
yeah. So Jessica's grandfather, after Lauren went and your mom
Hmm.
went and told him that you were pregnant. I believe you met with your grandfather and told him you were pregnant, right? Because you said I
I
needed.
think my mom told him, and then he wanted to talk with us.
Yeah. So he had us over to the house to talk to us, and it was him and Mimi, and they basically told us that we had a week to get married. Uh,
It was a week.
they said he said, "You guys have we found out, Jessica's pregnant. You guys have a week to get married
Yeah.
because we don't want Jessica to be showing pregnant whenever y'all had planned to in August."
Yeah.
So their idea was to cover up our mistake
Mhm.
by having us get married sooner.
Mhm.
And so uh, nobody helped plan it. I mean, we just did it in the backyard at the rent house.
Yeah. Your stepmom took me wedding dress shopping because my mom was so over me at
Mm.
that time. And it was hurtful because I was pregnant and having to figure all these things out by myself.
And we were broke.
So broke.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that. But
We only had like $2,000.
if that,
And we would always buy cars with them and sell them.
and our money would be tied up in it. So we, she took me wedding dress shopping at the Mall of Cortana, and where everything was on like sale. Basically, you could find.
Everybody was kind of struggling during that time
Yeah, I think
on
so.
my side.
Yeah.
Case had just started a business. My dad was trying to help him start a business.
Mhm.
My mom was struggling.
Yeah. Yeah. We found a dress, and I felt pretty in it, but I was still like, this is not what I wanted,
Mm-hmm.
because we talked about doing this wedding like kind of typical, like an is a Jewish wedding almost, or something
Uh-huh.
like that. Like, I won't know when you're coming, and you'll come. The groomsmen will like knock on my door or something like that, or the bridesmaids will come, and
Mm-hmm.
then I was so excited about that because it was very story like and very theatrical, which is how I write music and just my personality. And so everything that you were like, I want to do this, this, and this in the wedding, I was like, that's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
It was just magical.
Yeah.
And so that was taken from me, us, you know,
But
but
but now our lives are magical.
every day.
Every day is a wedding day.
Oh, goodness, yes. So,
I think later we realized that like any of those people that we would have invited to the wedding didn't actually give a
we
shit about
we
us.
wouldn't be talking to them today.
And and it was just more so for us.
Yeah, so it was still hard for me because that's what, like, every girl dreams of a wedding,
Yeah.
So that was extremely hard for me.
Yeah.
Um, but I found the dress, I felt pretty in it, and I was excited about it. And on the wedding day, um, we had all the paperwork figured out, and we were going to have Adam and Caroline sign as witnesses. But I was in another room, and James called me into the kitchen, and Adam and Caroline were in there also. And that's when they told us, like, hey, we don't agree with y'all's marriage. This is not right. Like, how do you get the balls to tell somebody, like, y'all should not get married?
They left that day that we got married and went on like some kind of vacation,
Mm-hmm.
and we didn't see him again after that. They packed their stuff up while we were gone on our
Uh
honeymoon,
huh.
and I think we saw him maybe one more time or something.
At her apartment. On our wedding day, it was just immediate family, and so we called Case and Hannah because they were supposed to sign the papers, but um, they told us no, so we need you guys to come early if y'all could. And they both did. And when Case and Hannah came, Hannah started doing my makeup, and Case told James, like, hey, dude, I'll be right back. And Case left for a little while. When Case came back, he brought stuff from his marriage with Hannah that were props for them, which was really sweet of him to do, because that was a really hard day for us because we were like bye to our best friends and we had lost the church group that we had. And
Church was against us
yeah,
now.
not so much Life Point, but like the side church that was happening, which is who we got close to.
Yeah.
Case set up the props for us, and your grandfather married us, and because we got married quick, like my grandfather said, he gave us $500.
But I did not spend that $500 on myself because
that was blood money.
I felt like that money was not good. So we actually just paid for everybody's meal after our wedding.
Which you suggested. I wanted to do something for us. But
we bought crawfish for like 15 or 20 people, and it was about $500.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but then your dad paid for a honeymoon for us, and your grandmother used her flight credits to get us tickets to go to the Bahamas. And then we came back, and the house was empty.
On our honeymoon, it was kind of like an escape.
Yeah, it was.
We were on an island for 7 days, and it was just us, and it was so nice. And then we had to come back and face like the reality of where we were at.
My mom had to pick us up from the airport, and she was not happy about it. But I didn't know Mary was picking us up. Mary, actually drove to the airport as well. Poor Mary.
We ran out of money the last 2 days on the vacation.
Yeah.
Or on the honeymoon.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And we were like,
because it was like $10 for a half a gallon of ice cream, and we were like,
yeah. But we bought souvenirs for people.
Yeah.
And then we ran out of money.
Why did we buy things for people?
We had was it all inclusive? Do we have food, or do we had to buy our food? I think we had to buy our food.
Yeah, there was one night we bought
I remember cutting coconuts out of a tree and
that was
drinking
fun. We had a good time, but it was still kind of sad. There was this like undertone of like sadness.
Yeah, well, like literally every person that we knew, we felt like was disappointed in us and told us that we were disobeying God by what we had done.
But yeah.
Just a lot of confusion.
Yeah, I felt like it was.
But I fucking loved you. I didn't care what anybody said. I said, Mom, get to marry her sooner. And she's having my child.
I was happy about
double
being
bonus.
Pregnant. I was excited about it. It was a weird feeling being shamed throughout the pregnancy, though.
Yeah.
But we came back, and Adam and Caroline were out the house, and so we had to pay double the rent.
Yeah.
And that was really hard because I didn't work.
The rent was like $2,000 a month, and I was used to paying like $1,000.
Yes.
And so it doubled, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, how am I gonna do this by myself?"
But you worked out a deal with the landlord, and she like took the deposit and broke it up into like the last 3 months we were there. So when we came back, I was having to figure out things with pregnancy because the insurance that I was on, which was my stepmom's, didn't take care of my maternity. So I was devastated that I didn't have care for me and Eden. But we figured it out.
The library helped us.
Yeah, we
get through the hard times.
The library. We lived.
We lived within walking.
Mile.
Yeah, within walking distance to the library, and we could go there and rent movies, and we would play them on my projector. Because I didn't have the money for a TV.
That was fun. Those were like good times for me. I always looked forward.
We would scrounge up change once a week, and we'd be able to get like takeout. And we always look forward to crab ragoons.
Yes. Teriyaki sticks and Singapore made fun.
Singapore made fun.
And we would pay for it with like quarters and nickels and dimes and pennies.
Yeah.
Same with gas. I remember having like maybe 15, 20 cents and being like, hey, this is funny, but this is all I have. Can I fill it up like with that?
So I was able to work out a deal with our landlord, and we were able to pay the rent with our deposit after she came and inspected.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she came in and inspected, and we were able to pay our rent. And then I think my dad called, and he said that my uncle had a camper
Mm-hmm.
that he was needing to get rid of, and it was a 1991 Prowler fifth wheel camper,
Yeah.
and that thing stank.
There was a lot of cats that lived in it. And they smoked in it,
It had
and
rats in it.
yeah, they had rats in it.
But I parked in front of our rent house, and I gutted that thing
Mm-hmm.
and
We
put new
cleaned
flooring
it.
in it. We like wiped all the walls down.
Yeah.
And so we moved that camper after we left the rent house. We sold all our stuff at garage sales,
Mm-hmm.
and we moved that camper into the middle of nowhere over in Hammond. Remember that? First, we stopped at Denham.
Yeah, I was about to say we went to Denham first,
We stayed in Denham for like a week at my dad's
and
car
then
dealership.
parish office. You can't stay here. And James was off working.
I mean, that I like thinking about it now, like it was such a weird place to park that camper to be like living. Like I woke up one night because I heard a tire blow out on the 18
I
wheeler,
remember hearing it too.
and
So loud.
I was having a dream that somebody was on a Harley, and they
Uh-huh.
were like banging our door down or something. Bah, 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 bah. I also started drinking a lot during that time
Yeah.
because I was just dealing with so much. I was like,
Yeah. That was a lot. We just
I remember looking in the sky and being like, God,
what?
where are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember finding you in the shed with the like bottle pretty empty, and you you were pretty angry, but like not with me. You never were angry at me.
No, I was angry at God. But I would still keep spending time with them. Every day I would read, I'd journal, I'd write about what happened. And I was just so confused because, like, I had, like, this real experience with God. But then, like, all these people in the church had, like, basically led me to, like, this path telling me there was a truth. And then later came back and said that it was not the truth and that I
And
was
then we're
deceived.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty intense.
We stayed in that camper for
2 years almost.
2 years.
Like just shy of 2 years.
And that place that we moved to in Hammond, my uncle let us stay there.
Mark Percival.
Mark Percival, he was somebody that helped us out a lot whenever our marriage first started.
Yeah, he fixed our
Our
hot.
water heater on that camper, huh?
Yeah, because we were taking cold baths.
Yeah, for like, yeah, that was no good.
No, he came and helped fix it because he did that for.
It would rain on our heads uh, whenever we were sleeping at night because it had like holes in the roof, and so I'd have to get up there and like
He taught you how to
fix
fix
the
it
roof
up.
and.
Like, yo, you just fix these seals, and he always like laughed and had a smile on his face.
And the place was trash. Like when I first got there, I spent like months and months cleaning up trash, burning like campers, like cutting them up and burning them, and like
I was about 7.5 months
I fe-
pregnant, 8 months
I
when we moved
fenced
in
a
there.
backyard. I
Yeah.
built a chicken coop.
We
We
painted.
put a
Well, I
deck.
painted it.
I built a deck. And then
Yeah.
your family came out there and like inspected. They would not let us. They wouldn't like let us know, like more than like a couple days before, and then they would say, "Hey, we're coming Saturday," um, and they wouldn't tell a time. They would just like say, "We're going to be there Saturday." So you're sitting there on pins and needles all day, like waiting on them to come, like feeling sick to your stomach, and then they would show up like all snooty and like get out of their cars, and like you could tell they were
They
just
didn't go
judging.
into the camper.
No, they wouldn't even go into our camper.
They stayed 15 minutes and left.
Yeah, they stayed like 15 minutes. I wish I could have seen the way that they treated us back then, so I could have just told them to fuck off and moved on with our life.
And these are people that claim to love God and see higher
Yeah,
things.
everything they would say would be like, "Oh, God's telling us this for you guys,
Uh
and
huh.
God's telling us that."
Like,
They didn't give a shit about us.
it was just judgment, and it took me a long time to see it. But now I'm just like,
It's more comical now.
it's like, why would I listen to you? Like, why
But we
was
had
I
to
so
learn that
afraid?
stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like we had to learn to be able to stand up for ourselves. We had to learn to be able to identify what was hypocrisy versus what was actually the path that we needed to be on.
Yeah.
Um, we had to learn to listen to our gut more than just people that were older than us, assuming that they knew more.
Yeah, because they had wisdom,
They would
quote
always
unquote.
say that. Well, we have wisdom because we're older than you. No, the fuck you don't.
No, you don't. You know, moving there was almost like a a relief because it was
Yeah.
far enough away that I didn't have to see my family often. Um, and we could start our own thing. And so we got chickens and goats, which was awesome for me. You grew up that way, but I had always wanted like something like that.
Yeah.
And I didn't mind living in the camper. I actually really loved
It
it.
was so homey.
It was
Like
homey.
we made it the best that we could. It
We
was
did.
rough, but like we weren't
It
we,
wasn't rough because it was small. It was rough because there were leaks,
it was
and
just old. It was in 1991, you know. This
and
is
you'd
like
wake up with rat poo poo on your chest. Like that was
yeah.
freaky.
Yeah.
But other than that, we still loved it. They
Yeah.
stopped. The rats stopped after a while because I
We
think
learned how to trap them.
yeah.
We got the sticky pads. Remember the sticky pads? And
Yeah.
we'd wake up at night and we would hear them. And we'd be like, yes, we got another one.
Put it in the stew. No. So
To sum all this up, we basically spent 2 years uh, in that camper.
we
And
upgraded the camper.
we did get an upgrade after. What was it like for you during that time spiritually? What was your relationship like with God during those 2 years?
I was kind of confused and worried about you a lot because it's not like you drank every day. I think I was so worried about um what you believed in God because I still believed in him
Mm-hmm.
and knew that he had a plan for us. But
I think we stopped talking about God with each other after
mm,
that. It kind
yeah,
of, what it did was it took our spiritual relationship that we were growing together and our passion for music.
yeah, we stopped playing music together. I
It took
stopped
it
playing
took
music.
all those things and it fractioned them and divided us to where we just like kind of like got into this mode of self-preservation, I think, you know? And we're
Yeah.
just like trying to figure things out internally separate, but we're like married.
Like we still enjoyed each other, but like I remember
I
not
just poured myself into work. I remember selling cars and fixing them up and
I just lost like
passion.
yeah, and I knew uh, like you were on your own journey with figuring stuff out and I was too, but I don't think that was good because it just kept going like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just kept going further apart. But I cling to God, but in more of a religious way now. I was starting to revert back to how I was thinking and it being very like spiritual the way I was raised, like the flags and the
Mm-hmm.
anointing oils, like and all that kind of stuff, and listening to sermons like that.
Yeah.
So, because I had no direction anymore. So, it was hard. I still believed, but I was very lost.
Yeah. Um, Something I wanted to close this episode out with is the purpose of us sharing these stories, like we said before, is to shine the light on darkness. The purpose of this is to shine the light on the darkness. And right now, John and Lauren are still doing things in the name of God, like taking our brother-in-law's kids from them, keeping his kids hidden from him because they feel like God's telling them to do that. And so really, we want anybody that's watching to go and to keep these kind of people accountable, because what we need to do is we need to start standing for what's right and stop allowing people who are in the church just to do whatever they want because they use the title of God's telling me to do this.
Or I have wisdom, or I like.
And they do it in secret. So they go at nighttime and they go and steal somebody's kids from their home. Whenever he has his children and it's court ordered time, and they're basically breaking the law by going over there and robbing his children from him and making a big scene of it, and ultimately creating the same trauma that Jessica grew up with her father. And
Yeah.
so your mom's doing the same pattern as what she did in her marriage now with your sister's marriage, and
Yeah.
they're getting a divorce now, and they're trying to isolate the husband, which is what they tried to do in our marriage.
Yeah, they did.
And so this type of behavior is evil, and the purpose of it is to put a stop to men leading their families. And these type of people need to be held accountable.
Especially if they're claiming to be Christians.
Yeah. And especially, you know, Jessica's mom, Lauren, leads that relationship. And then there's men like John who really aren't men, they're cowards. And they're just following what the woman is saying to do. And they're holding a position of authority, but it's in submission uh, to her,
Yep.
to do evil things, and that's not right either.
It's supposed to be a partnership.
Yeah.
Um, and that's what we've had to learn. And it was not that. My mom ran our relationship.
Yeah.
And isolated us from one another. And James always felt awkward going over to.
I hated going to their home.
For any holiday. And I'm sure we'll get to that. But like.
It was like torture for like 5 years, and we just didn't know. We didn't know how to stand up for ourselves. We didn't know that they were actually against us instead of wanting us to be together. And the crazy part is that they'll tell you to their blue in the face that they want you to be together and they want you to have a good relationship, but their actions show that what they want is division and separation and hurt and insecurity. I mean, that's what they cultivated in you, you know?
Yep. It took a long time to like get back on the right track.
It's taken us like 8 years in our marriage to grow to a place of confidence in each other and
trust.
Yeah, because the religion tears that down and makes a person insecure.
Yeah, it was nasty, nasty, nasty.
And Matt has 2 kids, a daughter who is 4,
I
5.
think she's 5 now.
Yep, a daughter who's 5, and he has a son who's 2.
3.
3. He just turned 3, and they're trying to do the same thing to them. So we need y'all's help to spread the word and to get accountability for these people.
Yep. Not good.
And next week we're going to go into
I guess more detail of how like that
more detail of how our relationship I think progressed with between us,
with family being involved, and we were on the verge of divorce.
Yeah, so next week we'll talk about how we were actually got involved back in church. We're leading worship at church at Bethany, and we're on the verge of divorce.
Yep.
Following that
What
path.
the fuck is that about? And we're on our way to church leadership, like about to take classes to be pastors.
Yeah, I know.
Jesus.
That's the recipe. That's what happened to my parents. They put them in positions of leadership, and then they finally divorced because they were miserable.
Yeah.
The church is a wicked, wicked place.
Yeah. People are offended by this talk, but it's probably a good thing.
It's probably helping people that actually do want to have a good relationship with their spouse and family.
Yeah. And yeah.
Our kids are never going to grow up experiencing the type of hatred that we did within our own home.
The big.
Because we just don't treat them the way that we were treated.
Yeah, they have. We teach them to think for themselves. But it was a learning. It was a learning thing for us. And we're still learning with them. They teach us a lot.
You learn a lot from your kids. You learn with them.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for this week.